So how do you start a service accommodation business with no money? Well, let's be completely honest, it's not going to happen. Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. You're about to experience some information that might just change your life. Like, comment and subscribe. Like, comment and subscribe. See you on the other side. So how do you start a service accommodation business with no money? Well, let's be completely honest, it's not going to happen. But can you start a service accommodation business with low money? Then of course you can. Now, I'm going to give you some tips, some tools, what we've been doing, what lots of our clients have been doing, what smart entrepreneurs have been doing to get a hold of a serviced accommodation using a small amount of money. Now, I've got to reiterate this. There has to be money that goes into the deal. So you could go down the route of no money down. But what that simply means is you haven't had to put the money down. Somebody has to. So that brings us to number one. In order to get in service accommodation using the low money down strategy, you could get a joint venture partner to put the money down. Because it means you're going to have to rent the property. In fact, stay there 1 second. So, number one, you could get somebody else to rent the property for you, which means they've put up their own funds and you've got into the business without using any of your own money. That's a very effective way of getting started in serviced accommodation. Now let's go through some quick maths. If you're going to rent a property in London, Birmingham or a major city centre, you're looking at about £1,000 or so for the 1 month rent and another £1,000 or so for the deposit and a few thousands or so to furnish the place if it's not already furnished. So you might be looking at £2,000 to £5,000 to £10,000 just to get started, depending on your location, depending on your negotiation skills. If you don't have the money, it doesn't mean you can't get involved. Just got to get super creative, get a joint venture partner, get someone else to put the money up. Now if you look at the interest rates versus the inflation rate at the moment, you're in a very unique position to raise some funds. Now again, you've got to understand the technicalities of raising funds. Now a simpler way is maybe to go down a JV route or go down the loan route, but let me just give you some figures. People have money sitting in their accounts that's not making them a penny. They're actually losing money based on the inflation rate versus the interest rate. Your job is to say to your friend, your family member or your enemy that, hey, you've got money sitting there, it's not working for you. How about we find a serviced accommodation unit to utilize your funds for you? So number one, joint venture partner. Number two, what you could do, and what you can do is, if you are super creative, but now that you're watching this video, you are going to be super creative. How do you get started in service accommodation if you don't have a ton of money? Well, find the money initially and then reverse the cycle. What I mean by reverse the cycle is you explain to your estate agents that you want 1 month free to start the business. Now, if you're able to negotiate a 1 month free, it technically means you haven't really utilized any money. Yes, you've put money down, but by gaining 1 month free of running your business and generating money, effectively you've stepped into that business without any money, although you've had to put money down. Think on that one. It makes sense to me. It makes sense because that's what we do as well. But maybe when you get a better understanding, you put some money down as the 1 month rent to the agent. However, you negotiate 1 month free, so effectively you haven't put any money down. That's how you get started in serviced accommodation. And that's it. Just go get started.